the men contesting gold. Fabrice Moreau and Frédéric Dufour from France in lane 1. Jörg Legnicht and Manu Bremner from Germany in 2. Representing Denmark, the silver medalist from last year, Mads Rasmussen and Rasmus Kvist. For Australia, Tom Gibson and Sam Belts. Then Marcello Miani and Elia Luini. Elia Luini in the lightweight 4 last year. And Thomas Kucharski and Robert Sietz from Poland, the Olympic champions, who produced a power-packed finish to get themselves into this final. But they are out in lane 6. And there's Kucharski, another of FISA's top 10 men. Gold medals in the Sydney and Athens Olympics, as well as 2 world championships before today. Robert Sietz in there as well. But whether they can wrestle a 3rd world title, probably on paper, on the evidence of what we've seen here, Hugh, it'll be pretty tough.
It certainly will, and if they're out in lane 6, it's because they haven't been going so well in the earlier heats.
Luini and his former partner Pettinari set the world best time back in Seville in 2002 of 6:10.80. That will not be on their minds now, and they'll all be concentrating on trying to get their rhythm going. And the Italians have made a bright start here. And it is Luini and Pettinari. So Italy, Denmark, and Rasmus Kvist, we think it is. We had a pause there because we were just trying to do some identification. The piece of paper said Hansen, I said Kvist. Do you think it is Kvist?
I think it is Kvist. It looks like Kvist to me. So there's been a rather peculiar piece of information given to us with the wrong name on the stroke seat of the Danish double, which is now doing what it should do, and sliding into first place and leading this race with a very aggressive opening 300 meters. That is Rasmus Kvist.
So Kvist and Mads Rasmussen now with this rhythm, and they'll be hard to peg back now because these two are very tough out front, and however many questions they're asked, they're quite likely to find the answer. Italy, 2 from the bottom of your picture there, Luini and Miani. This has looked a pretty good combination in the World Cups, Hugh. First in Munich, second in Poznan, first in Lucerne. And
well, the Luini-Pettinari double scull partnership was the great partnership of the early part of the century, you could say, among lightweights. And when it all went wrong back in Athens, they had a bit of a fight, and having been champions for years before, ended up out of the medals and indeed out of the finals. So the consequence was a split, and both tried new partners last year. Elia Luini got together with Marcello Miani, and it proved to be the best of the Italian partnerships. And Pettinari went off to a Cox's 4, which didn't make the final, and I'm afraid didn't even win the small final this morning.
Well, that's a very, very impressive second quarter there by the Danes. 133.80, and France, who are chasing, 136.34. Italy, 136.17. And so Italy with the chase And closest to you, Poland, Kucharski and Seitz, the Olympic champions. But I just wonder, Hugh, whether they've just let the others, let the Danes go too far away.
Well, the Danes have gone a long way away. Tailwind, fast boat, very hard to hold them back. Italians now beginning to get their rhythm together and beginning to tackle these two. But there's Rasmus Quist. He doesn't look at all. This is how he looks in any circumstances. That little grimace on the catch doesn't indicate great pain from him. And his bowman, Mads Rasmussen, looking pretty relaxed up there. They're breathing hard and they're pushing along, but nothing that they can't sustain. So the question really for Marcello Miani and Elia Luini, who was, I thought, always the superb double scull proponent of the lightweight rowing. He is in second place, but he's got to look across to France, Moreau and Dufour in third, and look across also to his left to the Olympic champions, Kucharski and Seitz.
So coming up to the end of the third quarter in this final of the lightweight men's double sculls, and it is Denmark who've been in command all the way, and they go through with 500 metres to go, and that is an enormity of a lead ahead of Italy, with right on the far side Fabrice Moreau and Frédéric Dufour of France in third place, but close with them there also the Australians. And Germany also not too far away. Germany in lane 2.
Great race for bronze medal, but no race for gold medal. They are 5 seconds, just under 5 seconds. Fag paper under 5 seconds clear of the field. That is a massive margin in such a close event. They're all the same weight. There's nobody with any great advantage. And in reach or weight or anything else, those two have just combined far better than anybody else. Marcello Miani, Elia Luini looking like silver medal, but a great race between Australia and France for bronze.
Well, maybe the Australians are going to get in the fight for silver as well here. Sam Belts and Tom Gibson trying to peg back the Italians. Meanwhile, into our view come the leaders, Denmark, who are just absolutely magnificent. The blue of Italy still staying tough here. Luini and Marcello Miani now beginning to accelerate and deny both Australia and France a silver medal. As you suggested, it's Australia and France who are vying for the bronze medal. Meanwhile, Denmark now 6 strokes to go to the line. Italy in silver. Anybody's game for the bronze medal. France finishing fast. Also the Olympic champions, Kucharski and Seitz, but they've left it too long. Denmark take gold. Italy takes silver. At the top of the screen there, France respond and take the bronze away from Australia. And Poland come home in 5th place there. And Germany, well, they couldn't go with that pace.
Well, an absolutely superb race from Denmark, and they led all the way. They went out to a 5-second lead at 1500. They only gave away 1.5 seconds over the last 500, in spite of having built up that huge lead at some cost. And when they got to the finish there, they were still a length of open water clear of the field, and that is an absolutely, well, more than a length of open water clear of the field. Extraordinary performance from them. Italy crossing the line in a comfortable second place. Over on the far side, France in bronze medal, having defeated the Australians and pushed them back. So once again, we see an Australian lightweight crew not quite able to sustain their mid-race pace and being rolled over in the last 500.
Well, this was the Danes off from the start here, very positive and very soon in command. But their harmony, their strength, their timing and their desire just so huge. And as we've said, the margin of victory really impressive.
Rasmus Quist in the stroke seat, sits low in the boat, big trunk, and he lets his taller partner look over the top of him, reaching out, but they have a very similar arc and a huge personal determination there. You could read it on their faces from the very first stroke to the last.
So the two 24-year-olds from Brøndby take the gold medal for Denmark. It's Denmark's first gold of the championships.